All right, there we go. Mic is finally working. Hope you guys have all been having a very, very good Thursday. It has been a very mild day as it has been the past couple weeks here, but it looks like we're most likely going to be making somewhat of a move here over the next few days. And Loki wants to say hello. I don't have any treats for him, but he will come up and say hi regardless. Come on, say hi. We're going to Tractor Supply Company after the stream is over, so he can get some fresh new dog food, some cans of toppers and stuff, and then some, some goodies, treats and things like that. There we go. All right. So today I thought I would take some time to kind of go over again, just a little bit of a broad view of what's going on with the crypto market, because again, not much has changed over the past few days. I'm not going to sit up here and say that something really crazy is happening, but at least now we have enough data to kind of look at, saying, hey, we are going to be looking for a big move, either upwards or downwards. We're going to talk about why it has to happen sometime today. I'm convinced at this point. But it just seems like at this point, what's keeping us from actually having that big move is the SPY and the NASDAQ. Okay. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I was going to do some live trading with you guys today. I have my platform open. I have everything ready to go, but I'm waiting for something to actually happen. And I've been trying to watch Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart here. And I was like, maybe I could do a couple buying positions for us. I did a small position earlier out of this breakout right here. And, breaking out of this a little bit of a downtrend, maybe we'll scoop up in the next half an hour or so. But the more I looked at it, the more I was looking at maybe a breakout from here. Even if we get up here, that's like not even 0.5%. So even with like 100x leverage, which I tested it out just to see, Bitcoin's not really moving enough. So if we do get a move over the next hour and a half, is which my time frame is for trading today, or talking with you guys, maybe I'll try to do some trades. But even then, it looks like 100 to 125x leverage. I had 125x leverage. Still doesn't seem to be doing anything at this point. Okay. Now, excuse me. Hope you guys have all been doing well. Hey, Ivan. Hope you happy to see you back as well. And hey, Nico, Brady, trick question. Bitcoin is not going to make another big move. What do you call Bitcoin? It has to make a big move eventually here. Is the next year an option? We are going into the second, third quarter this summer and fall. Doesn't look promising. Congress is failing apart and prices are not going down. Not good. And oh yeah, gas is going up. What do you call? I don't mean a mega move. I just mean a big move. Big move to me is somewhere between 5 and 8% within one day. We're looking for one of those types of moves. If you guys are hoping for the 25, 30% moves like we had coming out of the FTX scandal, definitely going to take a little bit longer for us to have one of those. Mostly because we're not going back into quantitative easing. Before I go over here and look at some of the technicals and stuff like that, let me get out of that ticker. I might as well just do this. Oops. Okay. This might be the best way to show it to you guys. Maybe. Is the chart not there? The chart's not showing up. Okay, Fed. So the Fed took away the the chance for me to see what's going on here. So we got to go another way. Fed's hiding something. 22 statista. Maybe this is right here. Oh, let's see. Haven't been to this one before. No, this is a PDF page. Okay, let's try this. No, it's not updated yet. You guys know what I'm looking for. We started to spike back up on the Federal Reserve balance sheet, but it seems like nobody has it, not even the Federal Reserve. Maybe total assets. Maybe this will be a good one. There we go. This one's a little bit better. Hey, okay, Fed came through. The St. Louis Fed came through, not the normal Fed, the St. Louis Fed. So if we kind of zoom in here right now, you can see we had this huge jump due to the banking crisis. That's going to make it a little bit tougher for the economy to get back on its feet here, as far as from an inflationary standpoint, because again, this technically helps out the economy in the short term. But what ends up happening is, because inflation will start to be a little bit more sticky, we're going to have to be more aggressive on the rate hike side, which means at the end of the day, the economy is going to suffer more on that downward side, because something is going to have to really break. And it looks like right now inflation is not going to be the thing that just breaks. All right. So at this point, guys, here's what I want to see happen. Regardless, you guys are going to have an opportunity to make some trades today. Again, we are still hovering a little too closely to this 20-day moving average. I'm still hoping that we can break out and try to go up to $29,000, $30,000. But in the short term here, my worries are that we're going to break down below the 20-day moving average, because usually when we are floating with this thing, we do have a negative mood. The interesting thing about this, I would say, and you guys have heard me talk to you guys about this before, Normally we just break down below it and we have a nice big move upwards, in the future. Kind of like what we had here with the 50-day moving average. Big move down. There was no consolidation, no jumping around with it. We just came down and then we broke out. The 20 has been kind of interesting. We haven't been seeing that, right? Big move here, smaller move there, but still broke out. Bigger move there, bigger move there, bigger move there, or it's larger moves, medium size, not always. But yeah, that 20 here is showing some really weird tendencies as far as I'm concerned. However, if we do go over here and we start looking at the 4-hour chart, from a bullish standpoint here, which is what I'm hoping I can do if time allows, I guess. Maybe not, since this is a 4-hour chart, but I'm hoping that we can have a pretty solid move where Bitcoin breaks out to maybe 28,400 or so, where all we're doing is just breaking above the 20 and the 50 moving averages. That's where I'd be going long right now. As I'm looking at the 1 hour and everything like this, you're just seeing a little bit of consolidation. You guys can see this level of support over here, and I'm hoping that we can have a little bit of a rally here. What is this, 1 hour chart? Maybe I could probably buy this in the next hour or so. That might be kind of fun. But yeah, this is we're still in this boring time as far as the market's been concerned. The only real big news that I think I saw today was a car recall for, I think, Toyota, something like that. There wasn't really much as I understand. I think most of the stuff was revolving around Tennessee doing their stuff, Trump doing his stuff, Afghanistan withdrawal debacle stuff. Not much actually going on here. As far as crypto, I would say the one thing that did change here is if I go over here and I type in the good old Twitter sphere. Oh, I thought Dogecoin was removed off of the Twitter logo page. It is not. I had saw a sign that it was, and it looks like it is no longer. I was a little bit confused about this. I heard Whale Watchers, or Whale Watch, whatever that Twitter guy is, he said that they removed it. And I remember I was trading Dogecoin today, and I got a pretty nice bump off of it because it ran into the 20 on the 20 or the 50 on the 4-hour. Yeah, the 50 on the 4-hour. We had that big boom, and I thought that was associated with that removal here, but it looks like it's back. Even when you refresh the page, you can see for a fraction of a second. Oh no, it was the Twitter logo. Oh, it is off. Whoa, okay, so there's a little bit of a glitch going on because I just popped on Twitter and it was still there. And then you saw the Dogecoin logo there. And, okay, so it is there. Okay. That was confusing. But yeah, so it looks like Twitter is back to being Twitter, not Doge Twitter. Cool. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That was very, very confusing. I was like freaking out for a second. I was like, did I just go crazy? But again, there was a pretty nice trade in there today, but I was just doing some scalps at like a 25x leverage, I think maybe 20x leverage, something like that. But here's your good news. As far as the overall market, we're still seeing the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the SPY all holding up, and they're not capitulating or showing any big signs of weakness. We're still consolidating. Looking over here at the SPY, again, let's go over to the daily chart. Still consolidating, not breaking out yet, but at least we're not giving up all these gains that we've achieved over the past 2 weeks or so after having all this, I don't know, call it a banking crisis or so. And then, of course, the NASDAQ right here, still consolidating, still staying above that level of support of 12,871, still looking okay. I just wish this whole market was much more exciting, but as you guys can see, if I just kind of zoom in here for a second, I open up the ruler. We've been going kind of boring for the last 20 days. I don't think I've seen such a boring month in the world of crypto in such a long time. At least when we were kind of at this boring time down here, right? At least we have some little bit of jumps and stuff working in our favor. You can see this spread from the low to the highs over here was about, 18% spread. So far, like maybe at the lowest point here to the highest, we have a 9%. And even then you can see most of that was all happening within one day. We're not having any build-up days, stuff like that. It's been kind of a bummer, guys. But it was a good time to, I guess, take that trip to Vegas because nothing was going on. Okay, but as far as everything else is concerned, guys, let's go over here to the weekly chart. Still, again, the third week of going sideways. Ethereum still breaking out. We're going to have to see if it can hold above this breakout point here in the next 2 days and 20 hours. Go back over here to the daily. Again, still holding support, but it's starting to weaken just a little bit more. I'm hoping that we're not going to decide to break back down. That might push Bitcoin back down to 27,500 or so. Not the biggest drop, but something to be concerned about, okay? Dollar index, as always, still kind of hovering around here. I removed that box, I believe. Let me put it back on here for us. Maybe from there to there. Xing it out. There you go. We're kind of in that buying zone right now for people that want to see a reversal. So perhaps if next week we do find a bottom here for the dollar in the short term, we may end up seeing the stock market actually have that reversal coming up, but only off of the dollar index. That causes us to have a little bit more of a risk off environment, in which case, not terrible, but again, just get prepared for a little bit more volatility here. Everything else, ADA still going more sideways here, looking to break out eventually. There you go. Resistance, Dogecoin. I mean, overall, Dogecoin had a pretty good week. It did hit some levels of resistance here, not the end of the world, but did have a pretty nice move. For those of you guys that were thinking about buying into the pump yesterday, let this be a lesson. I'm pretty adamant about this, and I've been one of the longest streaming Dogecoin people out there. Dogecoin likes to pop and drop. Dogecoin is primarily something that you guys want to hold on to for a long period of time, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but when it does pop, be very, very careful about when you guys want to hop in and try to play that for another round of going up, okay? Most of the time when you guys are looking at things like Dogecoin, it's better just to short it. The only scary part about Dogecoin is when you do short it, you're just like, oh, it's going to keep on going up. It never does, but you think it does because it's Dogecoin, and we all have that history of it pumping and pumping back up. Now, as far as ApeCoin, again, more sideways action. VAX, this one's trying to break out here and try to do some cool stuff. I'm watching it as a potential play here, but at this point we're gearing up for a move. I'm hoping we can see it. Maybe we get up to like $19-20. This might be, well, this is actually known to have some pretty big pumps even if Bitcoin's going more sideways. So AVAX, if you guys want to keep an eye on that one, this is something I'm watching pretty closely. AXS, something else I'm really watching just because of the moving averages here, but primarily for me it really does go back to AVAX. But this is something else if you guys want to keep it a good look. 4-hour chart, again, showing some signs of reversing after this last little downtrend. Still might have an opportunity maybe to get to like 930, maybe somewhere between 914 and let's go to the high end 985 or something like that. Bitcoin Cash squeezing. I don't trade Bitcoin Cash. I've just never liked trading it. It does have some volatile moves. This is something I'd probably say keep an eye out for because it is getting squeezed between the 20 and the 50-week moving averages. Normally I do not trade this, but this is something if you guys do like to trade it, give it a shot. It's going to be a fun one. Now, as far as BNB is concerned, I don't normally trade this one either, just because of the news that surrounds it with cryptocurrency regulations, America, China, whatever. However, at this point, we did have a little bit of a double topping off right here. We're going to see if we can keep on chugging through, or if we're going to come back down here to a subtle support level. It's more bands, I guess you would see at this point, right? So you might consider this more reasonable. That kind of matches up with that. Let's draw that right there. You got your resistance zone over there. Oh, and what's the best one to be doing for this, I guess? But now I might just make this a smaller one. I know we broke down through it, but I would trust this one instead of trying to go all the way back down here. So I'm kind of looking at these two support and resistance levels. I wouldn't be trading it right now, but if you get it back down to one of these levels, you could easily do a short from here or maybe a long from here, as long as Bitcoin itself is still going sideways. Bitcoin has to be going sideways if you want to short this sucker back down. Anything else going on? Chili's, no. Crowcoin, not much. That's stablecoin. Sheeb. You would have thought Sheeb would have moved a little bit more because of all the Dogecoin drama, but apparently it did not. Dot, nothing too crazy there. Anything else I really want to talk about? Matic. Weekly chart for this is interesting. I'm going to see if it's actually going to bounce off of the 20 here, or if we're going to start dropping back down to maybe 90 cents or so. Personally, I'd probably say drop back down to 90, but that's because I'm overall pessimistic about the economy, not so much about the technicals. We have had that golden cross. I'm hoping for some good stuff. On the daily chart here, just keep an eye on that 20, that's in that 200 daily. We start falling below that one, a lot of trends start to shift in a very nasty way. All right, so just to kind of reinforce this, everybody, last 7 days, Bitcoin has not done much. It's down 0.09%. Ethereum is up a little bit. We talked about that break yet, but mostly everything else is down. The only thing up a lot is Dogecoin. Dogecoin's still booming, even after having that drop, right? Mostly everything else is just kind of in this no man's land. Again, not bad. You see some stuff like Arbitrum. I can't pronounce that properly. I own some of this now, but it's down like 11%. Last 90 days, it's down 90%, so it's down quite a bit. Year to date, it's a newer token, everybody, so it's going to have some fluctuations. But this one's already at a $1.5 billion valuation. I'm probably going to dollar cost average this even more over the next few months here. I do want to see what they're going to be able to do. The fact that they're worth Ethereum kind of gives me some hope because I do like Ethereum more than Bitcoin, even though to a lot of people out there that is blasphemy, right? Okay, so one other thing, I think there was one news event I did want to talk to you guys about. Okay, this is one thing right here. You guys know I don't trade this type of stuff, but if you guys are into the high risk meme stocks, you do got to be aware that Bed Bath & Beyond proposed to a reverse stock split as it struggles to avoid bankruptcy. Never a good sign. If this gets approved, you're going to see the stock plummet. It'll have a good short squeeze. So if you want to play the squeeze, go for it. But if you guys are a believer in this for the long term, be very, very careful. This thing is probably going to go bankrupt. And I would probably tell you guys, in my humble opinion, because I think there is going to be I almost said resurrection, but a recession. I do think that Bed Bath & Beyond will go bankrupt, and they will go kaput sometime in the next few quarters, and they'll just be gone from memory forever. They're going to be replaced by that My Pillow guy that I keep on seeing on all the Fox commercials. So play with this, but at your peril. I do believe there's going to be a point in time over the next few months where it's going to be day by day. Be careful if you're holding any short positions, any options positions, anything like that, where you could just lose everything if you're still holding on to this, okay? Okay. As far as the overall market, this one actually wasn't terrible. Again, everything is still consolidating, waiting to take that next big breakout. You saw Google pump up here, Microsoft pump up here, Apple doing some small moves, oil giving up some of those gains because oil is back to fluctuating a little bit more here after that crazy OPEC announcement. I don't think there was much news as far as the stock market, just kind of bouncing back around, you know. Microsoft going up after going down yesterday. We're still hearing more and more news. It's running back up into its own level of resistance, but again, nothing is breaking out. We're just going to test out resistances, and that goes by stock and going back into the overall indexes here. The indexes aren't breaking out, which leads me to believe that even if Microsoft were to break out, it'd be something more of a false breakout. Go back over here to oil. Oil still doing very well, but again, that's because of what's been going on with OPEC here, and you don't want to rely too heavily on that one. But okay, if you guys have any questions about any type of stocks and whatnot, let me know. This is going to be a pretty chill stream today, everybody. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming, I think, from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So good, 6, 7, 8, like 3 hours long. And I'm going to try to do some more day trading with you guys there live. I wanted to do more trading with you guys today, and maybe I can. I got like, what, 1,700, 1,696 in this account right now. I want to do some day trading if I can. But my gosh, I've just never seen a market this. Oh, I have seen it plenty of times, but this market is kind of hard to force something in here when nothing is happening. And you may think like, Michael, look at this huge double bottom here, or this top or something like that. Well, even if I bought right here and sold right here, that's like 1.5%. That's really not going to do it for you all too much, unless you're trading at, again, like a 125x leverage, and then you have to get the bottom and the tie. Although I do have MACDs over here, MACDs, in the RSI, not just MACDs. All right, let's out this though. Maybe it might be fun to trade some MACDs. You can see a crossover about to happen. So if we want to do something fun, I suppose. Well, I'm just looking at MACDs. I'm not even looking at the charts. There's no high RSI at all. 1 hour here, creeping down. 4 hour here, still at resistance. I'm still assuming there's going to be a big boost in the 4 hour, but maybe not this 4 hour. Maybe it'll start the next one. We can just have a fun trade here of just $100, 125x. Short, let's sell it down here. Sell short. That's the weirdest sound. Okay, and we can kind of wait to see what happens here. But again, that's not really a lot of money. Don't just follow this trade because I just kind of winged it here. I wanted to do something, and it's just very annoying that nothing is really going down. If that makes sense, okay? So we'll see if I can do a quick scalp. Watch the percentage, not the gain, because the percentage is usually what we're going to be looking for here, right? Because everybody has different values. And then, Michael, I have some EMA trading. Check out the 300 EMA on the 1 hour. Bounces off that a lot. Oh, that might be kind of fun. Hey, Michael, let me go over here so I can delete a whole bunch of stuff first. I already have EMAs up here. Look at that. Okay, so there we go. And you said the 300 EMA. And that's off of the 1 hour. 1 hour. Now let's get out of Apple. Let's go over here to Bitcoin. Yeah, you do see some fluctuations around this right now. I'm wondering if this is going to be crossing over anything soon. A little bit of bounce off there, a little bit of a bounce off there. Almost looks like when you're in more of a bullish trend, which we still are now, this is usually a buy zone for it, is how I would characterize it. Let's go back over here a little bit more in the past. It didn't bounce off of that one, but it came close. A little bit more choppy over here, a little bit more choppy over there. Bouncing off of that hard resistance level, but same thing. So it doesn't work all the time, but it looks like over the past few, let's call it like weeks or so, it's definitely been a good support level. I wonder if that can match up with another moving average though. Let me go over here. Let me type in MA. Let's get one more. Oh gosh, I moved my microphone over here. So now my microphone is like blocking my monitor, and I want to move my monitor from here to the middle, but I don't think I'll be allowed to do that because you guys are watching me. Oh, let's see actually. Oh, this is actually not too bad. Oh, now you guys can see it hooking in there. Okay, maybe I'll do that. That's good enough. Okay, let's go over here. Let's make this white, thick. Let's go over here to the 100. And I think we did the 300 here, right? Yeah, 300, okay. I'm wondering, one of my friends likes to use the 100 here. I don't like to use the 100 too much, but doesn't look like it's doing much here. Oh, we're on the 1 hour chart. That's why normally we go off of the daily here. Yeah, good little bouncing parts. I'll go back over here to the 1 hour. No, I thought it might be a little bit more similar, but it's not. So I'll just hide that there for now. So I wonder if we start to break down below this over the next few hours, I wonder if that's going to have any negative effects for us or a good. So we'll see how this works out. Let's see. And sorry guys, I keep on like losing my signal here every now and again. Let me know if the signal is still working well for you. Over the past few days, not during the day, my house has been losing power, which has been very interesting. Or I should say the neighborhood, not just my house. But it's been very, very weird. And I even lost my cell phone LTE signal for a while. So I'm like watching everything closely. But again, if we go look at this, we're only up 2%. It's nothing to boast about. It's 0.01 because we're just trying to trade small moves for fun. Although maybe I should have done a larger move here. Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I just like to do these small MACD crossovers because they're pretty entertaining. Yeah, what is it? It's up 7% now. You know, didn't I just do 50 bucks? I guess, yeah, it's such small moves. It really is such small moves. You got to do some larger positions here. But again, it's a scalp. I normally don't scalp. Scalping is the worst type of strategy that I personally can do. You guys know that I'm much better and happier to be swing trading. But scalping has its uses, I guess you would say. Although I don't know if I'd be looking at a scalping chart from maybe the 15-minute. Maybe I have to do something like this. Maybe the copy trading one. Is this the one? This is the Dogecoin one I was looking at earlier. So maybe something like this. Like this, right? Bitcoin 1, Bitcoin 15, and maybe the Bitcoin 4, maybe something like that. And you can see overall we're still on a bullish trend here. 15-minute, we're starting to show some weakness here. Probably might be better to short if we go down below 28,000 and close down below 28,000. For this could always just be a reversal that pops back up. But again, I would lose like 50 cents, 10 cents. I don't know, not too much. Okay. Get out of there though. Okay, everybody. Oh, and before I forget, this stream is sponsored by Fairdesk and Chart Prime. Please go check them out. I got the links down below in the comment section before. I will be putting out some more smart money concepts tutorials over the next few days, and I think you guys have been liking those a lot. And I'll be using some of them with MACD strategies, RSI strategies, and a little bit more for some of you day traders. It seems like a majority of you guys like the overall tutorial video on how to use smart money concepts. A lot of you guys also like the day trading one, even though it didn't go like viral, I would say. But some of you guys have been asking me about how you guys can make sure you guys aren't hitting some of the false signals that happen with any indicator. And so I'm going to go over like a MACD strategy with you guys and maybe even add on the ADX now that we've started to implement that a little bit more here as far as the how strong the trends have been behaving. Okay, so let's go back over here. Oh, excuse me, guys. And what's right here? And hey, Michael, I'm doing pretty well. I'm tired. I've been very, very tired. Not from YouTube, not from much. It's just, doing stuff, busy. I don't know how to describe it. I've been going out more, I've been doing more, and it weighs down on you. I think I've been running more errands, going out and doing more stuff, and I'm not used to going out and talking to people, doing work and business type stuff. So I'm just like, it's a I don't know how the corporate people do it. I used to do it all the time, but that was when I was in my early 20s. Now I'm in my late 20s. I'm a much different man. And hey, Doge Master, happy to see you back. Recession soon. My personal opinion is a recession in the next 2 quarters. We'll have to see. Again, when you think about it in terms of recession, we need 2 quarters of negative GDP growth. Technically, we had a positive GDP growth in the first quarter, so the recession wouldn't be confirmed until the third quarter. But I think we would feel the pain of it, the market perception of pain, the technical perception of pain from the market's perspective and the chart's perspective, somewhere over the next 2 quarters. Maybe next quarter is more likely, but I still want to keep this quarter open in case something like breaks, like the banks almost just broke, or a few banks did break. I guess a few banks did break over the last few months, right? So we're waiting to see if anything actually breaks. But and if nothing breaks, I do still think we start going into a recession sometime in the next 2 quarters. It'll be some pain involved. I think we've all been accustomed to pain because we all like cryptocurrencies. I don't think it'll be the end of the world here, but I do think it's going to be a great opportunity to continue to dollar cost average and maybe buy some more in bulk if you guys have that opportunity, right? Anyways, Wilder, happy to help you out, and thanks for asking me and letting me know about that question you had. I went back, I had to talk to them people a little bit more, so that way I understood. And the main reason for it is because, again, my mindset of trading is to do one trade, and then we just, it's one trade, open, close, and then a lot of the philosophies out here on, I don't really want to call it copy traders, is trade, and then sell, or close. I'm not used to that mentality, so I had to be verified on it, and that's why now that now that I know that we all got to make sure we all have the lower amounts of max fixed trades. That way, we're not going to be, our account's not going to be running out, and it almost makes it so where you only really want to be copying 1 or 2 traders. And that can make it a little bit more difficult. I would say if you guys wanted to copy multiple traders on Fair Desk or any of your exchanges that you guys want to do, and you're afraid that they might be taking too much of your portfolio for trades because they're doing trade after trade, I might even say literally just split your copy trade balance, make a brand new account, do the KYC stuff again, and then you just have 2 accounts that are ready to go, and you can split that money up. This account is for this copy trader, this account is for this copy trader, without having to do all the extra risk out there, which can definitely be a pain, right? And you could almost see how little volume there is right now, because look at the second chart. Let's look how little is happening right now. This is something that's just so mind-boggling to me. I like crypto because something is always going on. I'm not used to this type of moves. But we are in this little bit of a downtrend here, that small MACD crossover that we're talking about. Maybe I should have invested in more money, but I think I did 125x leverage. So I usually stick to my guns as far as not going crazy with the investments there. But yeah, look at this. We're not even doing anything. Let's go back to the 1 second chart. Actually, while we're talking, I can pour myself a cup of chai tea. And we can watch Bitcoin literally do nothing for like a whole minute. Okay, oh, that chai smells amazing. There we go. We finally had a little bit of a pop there. Finally. My God, this is just the weirdest time. I don't think anybody really wants to trade. I think everybody's just waiting for a breakout or a breakdown, and we've all kind of ceded the responsibility to the whales, which is like cool, fine, but man. Oh yeah, even on the second chart, that thing is not even a big move. Just nothing is happening. Wow. Okay. Well, that trade we did before, remember, it's a small trade just with leverage, but it's up 9%. Yip-de-doo. I can guess a direction. But my God, yeah, this is yada, yada, yada. What are we looking at here? The 1 hour breaking down below 20. That might be kind of fun. Doesn't have too much of a historical context, though. Looking for a crossover there. I guess I'd be more bullish today than bearish, but I'm still hoping that something can pop up for the market, because the market does still look like it wants to break out, regardless of all the bad economic data that we've been seeing, right? A bit of a crossover in the 2 hour. I don't really use the 2 hour though, but 4 hour is still crossed over, coming down. Do we finally do something? Yeah, we finally did something cool right there. Now we're up to 27%. Yay. I really should have just on a larger trade, but I wasn't sure because I was winging it. Well, not winging it, but going off of some MACDs. Normally I do, I spend time on this stuff, not just a couple seconds saying, hey, let's do a scalp. Okay, just so you guys know, I did say this was a scalp. If I was up 20%, 25%, 27% on the scalp, I would be taking my profit right there again, because I told you guys I'd be only in it for like 15 minutes. It has been about, I think about maybe like 15, 20 minutes since I've been in the trade. You can always hold on longer, but you guys want to be safe about how you trade, right? So we did the scalp. I don't know when it was. Somewhere over here before the breakdown, because we watched the MACD. The stop loss would have been right here, just so you guys know in hindsight. Right, stop loss, level of resistance, or support, I guess, depending on which way you're looking at it. But we were shorting. And then, of course, you see that, let me see if I can go over here. Long position. No, we need a short position. There we go. Right about there. And there you go, a ratio of 2. I normally like to go for a ratio of 3 or more because I'm really cheap. Ratio of 3 is like right there, and we would have hit it. But again, it's all up to how you want to trade. Most of you guys, I don't recommend trading this because scalping is just such a nuisance. It's not so much of a nuisance, but when you scalp with large amounts of money, I think I only did 50 bucks, something like that. When you scalp with large amounts of money, you guys do notice that you do rack up fees quite a bit. If you guys can make consistent profits, the fees don't matter. But if you guys can't, be careful. And now we're up to 44%, whatever it was, whatever this is. I got to figure out how this works because this should be more than 29 cents, I believe, right? Right? Yeah. But what do you call, 45%, that's kind of cool. But again, watch the percentages, not the amount of money, because I didn't invest much into this trade. I just wanted to chill with you guys and actually do some live trading. I don't think I've done live trading with you guys for a while, and I'm going to try this Sunday. Oh no, Sunday's my mom's birthday. And it's Easter Sunday. Hold on. Sorry, Loki's over here, and I don't want him to mess with stuff, and my desk is all messed up because I moved my monitor. Hold on a second here, guys. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. Maybe no. Maybe Saturday. I don't think I'm going to do Saturday. Maybe dog park and stuff like that. Maybe Saturday afternoon, I'll be doing a live stream for members, but maybe we'll do some live trading tutorials while we do it. So like a cool 2 hours. I think there's only like maybe 30 people max that ever show up to the member stream. So if you want to start practicing day trading in Ethereum or something that's going more big or moving a little bit more volatile, yeah, you can do that. Like right now it's at 43%. One of the things that I've been trading over the past few days has been last 24 hours really. Lena, I think that's what it's called, Lena. Yeah, Lena to Tether. This one, this is a daily chart. So it did have a big pop here. No, is this the right one? Yeah, this is Lena, yeah. 15-minute chart. I've been day trading this one on some of these moves. I played this bounce back up. I scalped it back down. No, this is not it. This is not. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Sorry. I'm trying to think about it. I was scalping last night to get in preparation, like get my scalping ego up to par to stream with you guys today. I opened up a scalp and my power went out. Like I told you, my power went out. So I was kind of freaking out for a little bit, seeing what happened. But luckily when I woke up in the morning, it was still like a good amount of profit, like 80% profit. So I just took it. But I was, I kind of got scared of going into these lower market cap scalp plays because what happens if my power goes out again? And what freaked me out was like my power went out. I have an app for FedEx, but I didn't have LT because everything was off. Even the cell towers were off, which was just traumatizing. Not having access to sell position is like one of the scariest things you can do. And now we're starting to see a little bit of a reversal here. Again, guys, normally you'd probably be looking to sell, get out of it at that 40%, whatever it was a few seconds ago, even at the 20%. We're going to keep it up because, again, it's like we're up a quarter, guys. I don't even know what a quarter buys you right now during inflation. I would have to say, I hope this inflation really changes the way that America operates with money. I honestly don't think we need to have coins anymore in America. I think all coins should be, we should just stop producing them. But I don't know, they should all be going to antique collections, and I'd love to collect coins and stuff like that. Is Doge itching to boom? At this point, I would probably say not so much boom as it is another short-term reversal here after we've already come back after the previous boom. I'd be watching it, but again, most of the time after we have these Dogecoin pops, it does go back down for a few days. The only thing that could really get it going right now, in my opinion, is if Bitcoin breaks out or we start seeing some really good news as far as Elon Musk doing something with Dogecoin again. That'd be very, very nice. I'm wearing my jacket today because I need to trim Loki's nails and I don't know where my nail grinder is. I need to find it so I can get his nails trimmed because he's very needy today. He's like whining every chance he gets about getting pets on the head or going back outside. We were just outside for like a half an hour before this. See. Hey, Mike, keep watching buy and sell signals on the hourly. Even the hourly golden crosses and death crosses in the move are so light I got burned. Yeah, it's a pretty annoying thing. That's why that's why I'm scalping right now. I'm not even going long or going short in the terms of like how we normally would trade. This is usually one of those environments where you guys are forced, frankly, to sit on your hands. Now, you guys could trade, but I'd be practicing scalping with copy trading, right? Or not copy trading, paper trading. Like, I see no reason to try and betray this. I've been doing scalps with high leverage. The scalp I just did a few seconds ago, 125x leverage. That's ludicrous high leverage. But again, the volatility is so low, I'm not really expecting much out of it. Excuse me, guys. Hey, Mike, turning into Perth, Australia. Hey, Kaios, welcome. Happy to see you. Dude, what? This guy over here. Loki, come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. There you go. You being a good boy. Yeah. There you go. I think he wants some chicken or something. I'm gonna give him some chicken after this. Jesus, I can't say no to him for a nice little pat in the back. But yeah, so yeah, it has definitely been a very tough time in the marketplace here. Again, I've been trying to make this seem more exciting day by day, but there's just not much you can do, right? There's not much you can do. We're just doing some fun little scalping here right now, but if we have a more volatile time, it'd be much more intriguing to try to play around with, right? The last time we were scalping, I think I was shorting Luna and not UST, but just shorting Luna after the big debacle they had with their stablecoin UST going to zero. And then Mazir, happy to see you back. I think people are hearing big move and are automatically thinking it means big move up, could be a big move down. Yeah, exactly. It could go either way right now. If I was to guess, I would say down just because the NASDAQ and the SPY haven't broken out. But as soon as they break out, then we have a few days where the longs are going to work out a lot easier for you guys. And you guys are going to definitely want to go with that strategy. But if we start breaking down from here, again, I'm going to be doing the same thing on the opposite way. Because we're going to the sideways so much, it's just going to make it more difficult to try to time the market. But once you get a confirmation of which way that trend is going, regardless if it's up or down, then you guys can start making some more solid plays. It's just waiting for that confirmation. Again, this is what makes it so bad. We're just going sideways here. I'm hoping that we can have a breakdown here that might give us a short-term confirmation to the downside. That way I can do some more shorts. But we're in this no man's land right here, which is honestly just, that's this little stop loss thing, but it's so boring. Go over here very fast. I was trying to see if there's any news, anything big happening today. The only big news I think I saw today was I was getting text alerts about Tennessee expelling members of their House or their Senate. I don't know. I don't care. So, so what do you call it? It's that type of stuff. We're looking at a really boring time. I want to see on the 4-hour chart here, what I want to see is us curl around and then have a nice breakout, and that breakout be forceful and just bring us back up here to that $28,500 level. But if things don't look well, maybe we start breaking down below the 20-day moving average on the Bitcoin chart, which is right down here. Then we start looking to come back down here to around 27,500, 87-ish. And then we start coming back all the way to 27,000. I'd rather short this down because I think I'll get more profit. However, because I always like to see the markets go back up, I'd prefer to see that happen. If I was to guess, I'd probably say we're going to be going down. But, we'll have to see how much longer the stock market wants to be choppy here. And regardless, right, those two trades I told you guys about, they're still risky. This one up here is still risky. This one down here is still risky. When we break down below that, the risk level drops off a lot. It's a lot easier to short over here. If we start breaking out above this level, then it's much easier to buy. But if you're buying right here, you're shorting right here in this zone, you're just being greedy. It's fine. Just, you're taking on more risk. You're putting more risk on the back end. So, your stop loss is going to be a little bit more aggressive. And then on the other side, or even lighter, it's just more risky either way. And then, other side, if you guys are going short here, your stop loss is going to be over here at 28,230, which is really just about $300 away. That stop loss can be hit really fast, or you're going to move that stop loss all the way up here to 28,000 or so. Again, not bad, but my gosh, like everything I know about trading personally, it's just like there's no reason to be doing anything right now besides just having some fun and just chilling out. And it sometimes sitting on your hand can be annoying, which is why normally when people trade like this and we see the market's boring, we're usually just outside doing other stuff and not looking at the computer. We're waiting for an alert to hit for us to go trade. The strategy that we formulated, whether it's the breakdown here or the breakout there, all the work has already been prepared, and then we're just kind of waiting for that signal to hit, implement our strategy with a stop loss in case something goes wrong, right? And there we go. But again, go back over to that 1 minute chart. Oops. We were looking really good for a few minutes, right? Really, really good. We opened up a short. Now all of a sudden we're going back up. Why? Because we're going in a freaking sideways market here. But remember, we were up that 45%. Now we're only up 20%. And I told you guys, if you're up 20%, 25%, you would just take your money and run if you're scalping. This is no longer a scalp. This is something more considered a day trade. But the money is so minuscule here. I think I mistyped $50. I might have put just $5 in on accident. Because of it, what is that? What is the margin I'm trading right now? Like 67 cents. Yeah, my post margin. That's tiny. What do you call? This is more of a longer term trade now where I can try to hold it for a little bit of time. I may just go to sleep with it and say, hey, let's see what happens tomorrow. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Let's go back over here to the 50-minute chart. See how this works out. And again, I told you guys about the other scalp I did earlier. Small breakout there. I think I traded this in the 5-minute chart though. Yeah. There you go. I bought in preparation for the breakout here with a change of character. Go right here. MACD crossover, even though small. And the RSI wasn't in the overbought territory way up here. Again, I bought it around here, sold it right up here, and that was it. But that's a scalp. That's like, in this environment, you can't really hope for that breakout to keep going and going and going. Although I'm not going to say this was such a large breakout, right? I wouldn't say this was a really large breakout. You guys remember I have those different charts on my screen so I can have like 8 different time frames for one particular currency all running. That's usually what I'll be doing for scalping because, again, nothing is happening. You have to play those very small moves. And let's go back over here to the 15. All right, you can see that right there. Didn't really do much. And that's, I guess we're also below the 200 here on the 15. There's not really much of an uptrend in the first place, right? There we go. We have that MACD down that I'm hoping we can continue to break down. Got burned crypto stock wise since Bitcoin got stuck in the range. Yeah, I mean, guys, don't be afraid to just sit on your hands. I'm doing some fun trading just to have some fun trading because I'm going to be implementing some day trading into this. But if there's no reason to day trade, there's nothing for you to do, right? You can't force the market to move. None of us watching, even if we all pulled up all of our net worths, our house and stuff like that, if we all just bought Bitcoin at once, it would have the smallest of blips, like the tiniest of blips. And then, we might get liquidated out a few minutes later, right? So it's an okay experience just to kind of chill out and wait. It's not going to hurt anybody right now. Any legends have it? What do you call? Thanks. I use this jacket normally when I go hunting, but whenever my other jackets are in the washing machine, which they are now, this is something where I go get it because I need to take Loki outside, and it was pouring down rain today, so I was underneath my balcony, just chilling out, watching him play around and dig dirt. Only bad thing for me is I didn't wear socks, and I'm wearing my flip-flops right now. But yeah, this jacket's great. I think I got this on sale too at Cabela's or something like that. I don't know. I love going to Cabela's and Sportsman's and stuff like that. They're show places. And they got a lot of good stuff. So here, any Tazbili, I can't pronounce your name. Sorry, my man. That almost reminds me of that one Pixar movie with the guy that wanted to play jazz music. Let's see. Do you think they're going to raise again or pivot? So for me, a pivot means cutting rates. I don't see them cutting rates right now. I do see them probably going with another 25 basis point rate hike, and then from there, probably going to try to pause. I would honestly just do another 50. Like, okay, the callous nature of how I view the economy is I would force the economy to break. People go into pain to get inflation back under control. Let's get it overdone quickly. And then we go back to our lives. We have to rebuild. There's going to be some troubles. There's going to be some hardship. It's going to be there, right? And then we keep on moving on. But the Federal Reserve is a compassionate entity, I would say, right? Kind of manipulated, but compassionate. And they honestly don't want to cause a recession. They want to see layoffs increase. They want to see the job market get a little bit worse, but they don't want to see a full-blown recession where there's like, the 2008 bad stuff going on. Excuse me. So I think they're probably just going to do one more rate hike and pause it. We're at a pretty decent level for rate hikes right now. We still do see inflation coming back down, but with this oil stuff going on, who knows? So what may end up happening here, and where things may hit, shit may hit the fan, so to speak, is imagine that we have inflation data coming out later on this month. I think it's next week or something like that. It should, in my opinion, be decent. It shouldn't be some type of really hot number. If we're going to get a hotter number, it should come next month when, because of what's going on with the oil market, stuff is starting to get more expensive again. That's where we really start to see the problems there. Over the past few months, we've been focusing on a few main, things when it comes to inflation. The first one, which is my favorite, but it's the most aggressive inflation that we see, is rent inflation, right? This is the first one I go to because it always just shows that even though overall inflation is going down, you still do see these pockets of inflation being very, very aggressive. Right here, you see rent inflation. Everybody pays rent, or they pay a mortgage or something, something like that. Rent is terrible in this country, and it's not getting cheaper. It's getting more and more expensive. We go back over here to the last 25 years. Like, look how, let me zoom in here. Oh, that chai tea is amazing. All right, look at this chart. Make sure my head's not blocking it. Let me just hide my head actually for now. There you go. Data's more important than my pretty face. All right. Oh my God, it is 25 years. Wow, we need to go fast, longer than that. All right. We're not used to seeing inflation like that, right? It's all the way back in the 70s, right? Most millennials, I would say the majority of the millennials, were not born in the 70s. They have no idea. And if they're born in the 70s, they were too young to understand the cost of living crises that was going on back then. We're getting our own taste of it right now. It does not look good, and this is not slowing down. That's the problem right now, right? Even back in the 70s, you can see there were some bumps along the way. We're kind of just zooming up right now. That's not good. Even during the 2008 financial crisis, everything was coming back down. Even after that, we were still steadying along, steady. COVID happened, and then boom, everybody thought they could charge whatever they wanted to for rent. And I honestly don't know how. Like, it almost makes you want to question, I guess, at a certain point, should there be some type of restrictions on how much rent can go up year over year, right? Because it seems like there's a manipulation of what's going on. There's probably even more taxes being put on these companies, so they have a feeling that they can just raise their rents because of the higher taxes. A whole bunch of moving parts that I myself don't completely understand, but rent inflation is one. And we do know that they changed the CPI formula in January to make it seem like inflation was going down even more than it was. And inflation was sort of going down, but because they took that, I want to say, devious step, even though they were transparent with it, still a devious step because nobody even knows that they did it, right? People have this unrealistic expectation that inflation is really coming down fast, when in reality they changed the formula to make it appear like it is. So people are still going to feel the pain every day when they go get groceries, gas, stuff like that. And I think the government's just hoping people accept it. I don't think people have accepted it though. I think I was watching CNN this morning. Poll. This poll. I was listening to it on, I guess I wasn't watching. I listened to it on XM radio. I don't know if they can actually get the poll here or not. Why don't they just let people see the polls? Okay, new CNN poll. There you go. Now this is, I don't know how many pages it is. Let's zoom in here though. Because usually people put their economic frustrations on the party in power, the government in power, the president in power. The buck stops with the president. It's always Republican, Democrat, Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush. It always goes back up to the top, right? So like you see, do you approve or disapprove of the way Joe Biden is handling his job as president? 42% approve, 57% disapprove. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Joe Biden is handling his job as president? If you had to choose, do you lean more towards approving or disapproving the way Joe Biden is handling his job as president? Do you approve strongly or only moderately? So approve strongly. Oh, let's see. Net approve. Yes, only 42. 14% of the country says they approve strongly of how he's running. He's doing his job. I like people like it, right? Well, 14%. Approve moderately, 27. Approve no opinion, only 1%. Net disapprove, 57. A lot more people don't like him right now. Disapprove moderately, 17. Disapprove strongly, 39%, right? So that disapprove strongly is because of the economy. You also have Republicans just not liking Biden, and just like when Trump was in power, a lot of Democrats just don't like Trump. It's the way of the world. But you can see this number fluctuates quite a bit, right? Disapprove strongly, it used to be 34 back in 2021. It was 36 and it got worse over here. It got worse to 43. Now it's only 39, right? But you can see he started off disapproval, 43%. Now it's at 57. Whoosh! Like it's, you know, most presidents start off powerful and strong and loved and whatever, then they kind of go downhill. He kind of just followed that same metric. Maybe, actually, I don't think he was actually started beloved at all when he first got into office. I think he just wasn't Trump, and Trump was, you know, kind of erratic, so people don't like Trump as much and go back and forth, right? Depends on how you guys view politics. I kind of didn't mind Trump just because he didn't really care whatever I did, but I'm moving, so who cares? Right? It's all about what you guys kind of feel your day-to-day life is. And right now, day-to-day life, according to a lot of these polls, is just not good for a lot of Americans out there. Handling insert term. So this is the economy. Only 37% of approve of the way Joe Biden's dealing with the economy. Now, this isn't the Fed. This is just Joe Biden, Democrats in general, right? National security, only 44%. Immigration, only 35%. Environmental policy, 46%. Not over 50, but still, that's high relative to everything else. U.S. relationship with China, only 40%. Gun policy, only 37%. I would assume a lot of people don't think he's doing too much, and a lot of people think he's doing too little, so that's everybody not liking him, right? But gun policy is a terrible thing to talk about. There's so many different viewpoints. Do you think Joe Biden deserves to be reelected? Only 32% says he deserves to be reelected. That's insane. He's the president. Only 32% of people say he should be reelected. So going through this data, I'm not going to go through all of it, but you do kind of get a tendency of what's going on here, and like people aren't happy. Now, do they actually vote against their interest or for their interest? Who knows? Remember, you could see Joe Biden and Trump going up face to face, and even though people feel really bad about the economy, things are really bad, maybe they don't want to go back to Trump because they don't like Trump as a person. Forget about the president part of him. He had some accomplishments just like most presidents, but if they don't like him as a person, they may be willing to have a bad economy and stuff like that. It's just the way of the world. You see that with the Fed as well, the politics behind the Fed. But besides the rent inflation that we've been talking about, you also have, where is food inflation? Right here. Right. Food inflation has been coming back down. That's been very nice to see. Back in July of last year, that was wild. Everybody would, I think the only big pop we had this year was like eggs or something like that. Food inflation's been coming back down. That's great. Now, food inflation happens to be at 9.5%. That's not good, right? It's coming down, but it's still bad. I think people need to understand that that's still a very bad number. We go back to the last 25 years, you can see how bad it is. You go back to max, it hasn't been this bad since really the 1970s again, right? So I think we're seeing like another Carter-esque type of feeling here amongst the people in the country. Although millennials like myself, we might not know what that means because we weren't alive during the Carter years. Some of you guys may have been though. Anything else here that might be different. Inflation rate, no. Oh, services inflation, all the way at the bottom, right? Services inflation, it's slowing down as far as how much it's going up, but it still has yet to go down. So inflation is sticky. It really is sticky. And although they did change the formula for it to help make people believe that inflation was coming down a lot, if you actually go down, like down the data steps, you'll see that inflation is a little bit more stickier than they're letting on in the news, like the CNBCs, the Fox Businesses, Bloomberg's. I guess Fox Business rants against Biden, so they kind of talk about it a little bit more. But you guys get my point, right? Inflation is a lot stickier than they would have you believe, and that's because they changed the formula. CPI formula change, I think. Yeah, they're very transparent about it, but nobody talks about it. It's the weird part about government. They're required to tell people about it, but the media isn't necessarily required to talk about the transparency being shown under law. It's a weird thing. Remember here, and I'll go back to the charts here in a second. Beginning with January 2023 data, BLS plans to adjust the weighting method for owner's equivalent rent. And what was the most aggressive thing going on here? Rent inflation. OER and the CPI. The new method will use neighborhood level information on housing structures types to weight OER's unit sample observations. BLS will continue to sample and weight housing units to be geographically representative. In some neighborhoods, detached houses are underrepresented, in survey responses, so additional unit weight will be given to underrepresented detached houses in the ORE index sample. For more information on adjusting housing weights for structural types, see the research article location, structural rent divergence within neighborhoods. And you guys can go in here and read. It's like not long at all. But it goes on to say housing rents are a large share of household budgets and make a large contribution to overall inflation. That's true. Rent inflation for different types of housing units sometimes diverge, even in the same neighborhoods. We estimate that during 2013 to 2016, apartment rents outpaced rents for detached housing in the United States by 0.75 percentage points annually after controlling for location effects. These rent dynamics imply a segmented housing market. Guys, I don't know how to tell you this. The housing market's been segmented for a long freaking amount of time. But yeah, they also suggested rent indexes need to be based on data structurally representative of their measurement objective. Now they're changing their objective. That's kind of the deal here. In particular, indexes based on professionally managed apartment complexes mismeasure the rents for housing generally. Even indexes based on careful geographic sampling, such as the Consumer Price Index owner equivalent rent components, which is a bunch of mumbo jumbo, may be biased by using an unrepresentative mix of apartments and houses. And I think what this means here, guys, in very basic terms, is you see the apartments outpace houses as far as rent. So they're putting more weight onto the houses because housing rents, like, you know, if I have this house right here, if I'm renting it, the rent doesn't go up as fast as if I own an apartment, because apartments go up and up and up like year after year after year after year. Houses don't necessarily always do that because, of course, people realize that the houses have their utilities, the garbage people, maintenance, stuff like that, right? So yeah, they're kind of messing with the numbers a little bit, but they're transparent about it. So can you get mad at them? No. You know, this is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. They have a whole page on everything they're doing. But still, right? Right. And hey, Tony, I'm doing well. Oh, well, my man. Thanks for asking. Hey, Miracle, BOT dropped almost zero to other day. Was interesting to watch. Super low market cap, but still, what do you call it? When they have a low market cap, it can be very, very entertaining to watch them. Just be careful about how much you trade them. And hey, Little Cola, happy to see you back, my man. And hey, Doge Army, are you leaning more towards down or up? I'm thinking down, and I cash out my gains while waiting to go back in. Personally, my personal feeling here is that we're going to be going down. My fear here is that we're going to have some type of stupid run up in the CPI data or something like that. That's going to give us a boost. This market is so uncharacteristically like boring and sideways that I'm like, what's keeping us here at this point? It is some really weird stuff. I would guess down because we're not seeing the force necessary to go up, and we are at a major level of resistance. But I'd probably say like 80% chance we go down from here. We're going to be breaking down below the 20-day moving average. I don't think this downward move is going to be some type of apocalyptic move that takes us all the way back to $15,000 or something. But I do think it could take us back down to maybe $27,000, $26,000. And then from there, that's somewhere in that buying zone. You buy, then we try to consolidate a little bit more, maybe a little bit of pump, and then we start trickling down for a little bit. If you want to make sure that trend is confirmed, though, keep an eye out for the NASDAQ and the SPY. If they start breaking out, then we're most likely going to have a big boom out of nowhere for Bitcoin. If they keep on going sideways and eventually get rejected for whatever reason, then you might see some problems. I'm hoping that because we only have tomorrow left as far as the trading day, there's no trading on Saturday and Sunday for crypto stocks, excuse me. Maybe that will unleash Bitcoin a little bit more to have that big pop, because we already saw Ethereum pop. We know that it wants to go up, but if Ethereum is breaking out and still Bitcoin can't do anything, man, that's kind of a bummer right there, right? Normally Ethereum likes to lead the way, but because of all this resistance levels we're hitting, I'm okay with selling off my positions. That I sold them off a while ago, but I'm fine with selling and just waiting to see what happens. Because if you have an upward trend confirmed after a breakout, then you can just buy back in, grab that momentum, and make some money. Now, would you make as much money if you buy right now before the trend is confirmed? No, but you're taking on less risk once you guys know that the trend is confirmed. If we start breaking down, the same thing. Then we know that the breakdown is confirmed, that we could trade for a few days, maybe 24 to 48 hours, and just watch that, watch the money rolling for us on some shorts. It depends on what your strategy is here, but for me, I wouldn't really be doing too much right now. I'm just doing those baby scalps. What's that scalp right now? 5% after being up 45%, right? Not much you can do there. What do you think about Sol? I don't know if I even, where's Sol out in here? Everything got jumbled around on my right hand side. I know what I have it on here. Sol. There it is. I mean, even just look at the MACD on Sol very fast. You can see how jumbled up this is right here, right? It's just so freaking wild. So let me hide this very fast. RSI is doing a whole bunch of nothing like everything else. You're seeing some weakness where it's getting rejected off of the 20-day moving average here, probably the 50 as well if we keep on going at this pace. You see it's heading back down to a level of support. Not terrible at this point, but you definitely have the feeling that it wants to be breaking back down towards 1970 or so. So again, more bearish. If we do have an upward move, as far as this is concerned, it should be a very robust move. So I would have an alert to see if it starts breaking back above the 20-day moving average here. Because if it does start to break down, you might see it come back down to 1936, all the way back down to 1864. Probably not back down here to $15, $16, but I guess anything is possible here. Because again, this happened in March, which is kind of weird. But then again, we're not going all the way back down to $8 or anything like that anytime soon. We may get in the future, but right now, no. Now, as far as this is concerned, the 4-hour chart, though, let's see. Moving averages all over each other. A lot of mumbo jumbo sideways action here. I mean, maybe you might start to see some more aggressive moves here over the next few hours if we start to break down below here. But again, to me, this feels like it wants to be coming down a little bit more. Weekly chart. Let's see. Hovering over the 20. Can't be too bad here. That's good. This 20 is usually a pretty good indicator of, support and resistance. So you're still at least hovering above it right now. If we start breaking down below it, then you have some issues. But right now, again, you might be looking at some more shorter term shorts, maybe back down to $19. Probably not expecting anything more than that unless you want to go like $18.50 or something like that. But really, it's going to be more of a short term trade. Whenever that $18.50 or $19 hits, just get out of it, take your money, and be happy you made some good profit off of it. There you go. Did you hear about all the Bitcoin white papers hidden in all the Apple computers? I heard about it. I haven't done much research on it. I need to figure out what exactly is true about it, because I've been Twitter isn't the place to kind of be learning about all this new stuff. But I'll try to find out more about it. I am very confused about what's going on, or maybe here. You know what? I get my special Chat GPT perks. Did you hear about the Bitcoin white paper story in the news with Apple? We'll see if ChatGPT can get me up to speed here. I got a little bit of time left. There we go. Every copy of Mac OS has the original Bitcoin wiper hidden in its internal files. This fact has garnered attention once again after developer Andy Bao wrote an article about it. Bao discovered the hidden PDF copy of the white paper written by Satoshi Nakamoto. While trying to fix his computer, the file appears to have been added to the system with Mac OS Mojave, which was released in 2018, big time there, and is still present in the latest version of the Mac OS Ventura. The hidden file is a part of an image capture app, which comes pre-installed on every Mac and allows users to scan images from an external scanner. The app is also related to how Mac handles printers. The file was never meant to be found by regular users and is located in inside a folder containing assets used for internal testing by Apple engineers. The folder also contains other random images and PDF files used to simulate the process of scanning and exporting documents and images without needing a scanner. The inclusion of the original Bitcoin white paper was likely just an inside joke by Apple engineers working on the image capture tool, and Apple's internal software is known to contain references and jokes. Engineers did not expect that user would access these files, and there was no special meaning behind the incursion of Bitcoin's white paper. However, Bao has heard from a source that Apple engineers were aware of the Bitcoin white paper being present in macOS and never took action to remove it. Given the attention it has received on the web, Apple may remove it in a future update. So it seems like, nothing too crazy there as far as what I can see from that. But yeah, it's a nice little story. I mean, it can really get you wondering about what's going on here. And, again, it makes you kind of just understand that, hey, we're still in the beginning of this beginning cycle of all this crypto stuff in the long term of things. And, you never know what other types of codes and stuff could be in all these different programs and stuff. Maybe the code's in my iPhone too. We just don't know. Everyone is a real estate mogul right now. I mean, yeah, right. Everybody bought real estate. Remember all those seminars that you guys always got invited to? Buy real estate, buy real estate. It's going to change your life. Well, now a whole bunch of people own real estate, and they're trying to change their lives. Remember, there's a lot of money floating out there over the past few years. So the loans and stuff, we put so much money out there because we wanted people to buy and buy and buy. It's almost like we need to cap people from buying more than like 2 houses. I think 2 houses is more than enough houses to have in the United States. If you have a bunch of kids, they can also get 2 houses, and you can all travel to each other's houses if you want to, right? I don't think there's really a need to have more than 2 houses, and that includes apartments. I think if we had that cap, it'd be much easier. But again, there's probably so many weird problems with that I just can't foresee. So I don't want to act like I'm some real estate expert when I'm not. See, and hey, Patrick, that's a good point right here. Patrick says rent is based on property value due to government assessment. Maybe have a third-party assessment, and maybe rent goes down because government needs to be needs more, so they have their assessors rise every property. Yeah, and they do want more and more tax revenue. That is definitely for sure. Get him out of here. I think a lot of people agree with you right there. What do you call it? And thanks, Patrick, for liking the stream. Our markets closed on Friday. I don't think so, but I know some might be closed on Monday. I forget which markets they are, though. Let's see. Are they? New Year's Day, July, June, April 7th. Yeah, Good Friday. Yeah, I'm not too much of a religious guy myself, so it is closed Good Friday. And Bitcoin still isn't doing nothing. Yeah, so markets are closed tomorrow, it looks like, for Good Friday. I need to keep up with the times of what's going on in the country as far as, cultural stuff. We're going to have to see some type of move. Again, I guess I'm getting more bearish at this point, but still. I would still like to see Bitcoin try to break out one more time. If we can just get above these 50 and the 20 moving averages, that'd be nice. Because really, until the 200 gets up here, like probably above this level of support, kind of around like 26,700 or something like that, I'm not too concerned about a big drop that takes us back down here to like $23,000, $24,000. Until we have that, I'm fine. But, it is closing upon us. So how do I feel about COSPA? Recently had a huge pump and having a little retracement now. A lot of talk about potential huge pump again. Wanted to get your thoughts. Well, usually after something has a big pump, it usually doesn't keep on pumping like that. But if for some reason it does, let's check out the chart. MEXC, CoinX. Oh, I don't know. Maybe MEXC. There you go. Okay. Now let me go over here. Let's see the market cap so I can have a better idea of what we're working with here. Market cap of 548. These guys do what? It's a good market cap. A digital ledger enabling parallel blocks and instant transaction confirmation. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. All right, so it's having a nice little pump right now. This thing's kind of reminding me like the BitGet token. 15-minute chart. Be fun to scalp this one. I would say this might have another pump back up here to maybe 36, 39 cents or so over the next few hours. Maybe day or so. Maybe I'm getting a little too caught up with it, but no, this really hasn't been the best thing so far, but that's what you're looking at right now. It's testing out support levels. Let me see if we can have a breakout here. Why is this acting like this? There we go. Where's my... There we go. Why the heck was that set -1? All right. Look over here. Let's do full thickness. There we go. How has it been honoring it? Not so much, actually. Oh, there we go. Based on log scale, there, that's a little bit easier. Okay, now let's come over here to the 5. I mean, if you wanted to buy right now, if you wanted to buy right now, might be the time around what, 0.03. You might have a stop loss right around here of 0.030516 or so. But because Bitcoin's looking a little bit more bearish right now, you might actually see this get pulled back down by Bitcoin. If for whatever reason it starts to break down here, then I think you can get a nice little short back down here to maybe 0.029. It's not going to be the craziest short, but you might be making like 5-6% off of it. If you're looking for something more than that, you're probably going to do a longer term play. For me personally, I would rather buy at a larger moving average. So right now that seems to be the 20-day moving average, which isn't even close. The 4-hour here, you already had your opportunities to buy off the bounces, right? Buy off the bounce, buy off the bounce. I bought off the bounce off the 50 here. You have that death cross here. I'd probably just wait to see if you could buy around that 20-day moving average or the 200 on the 4-hourly chart. Until then, I'm a little bit more pessimistic about Bitcoin. So maybe that kind of makes me say, hey, be careful about this. But perhaps a short-term day trade or something like that, you could always look for that. Personally, I'd like to trade the bounce off of the moving averages. It looks like this one's been honoring those bounces pretty well. I don't know much about the company besides what I just saw on that front page for just a few seconds. But $500 million market cap, it seems like it's doing very well. It seems like they have some solid stuff going on here, even though I cannot comprehend it. So I would say it seems like it'd be fine to have some fun with it, play along with it. But I would let it come down a little bit more personally, which may mean that you miss out on the rise, but that's up to you depending on how much risk you want to take there. There you go. But okay, everybody, I got to go right now. I got to go run over into Tractor Supply Company because I only have a few minutes before they close. I'll see you guys tomorrow and Saturday. We're going to do some live day trading some more. As far as that trade's concerned, I don't know what it ended up going up to. This 5-minute chart probably didn't make much money on it. We made 12% quick closes out of that sucker. But it was fun to do one trade with you guys where I can say, hey, I think this is going to happen. It happened, even though I should have probably scalped out or whatever. This scalp play right at the 25%, the 50% or 45% we were at. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Get ready for some more content coming out as far as videos over the next few days. I'm not going to really change the content all too much. Although if you guys have any questions about any particular indicators and how to use them, let me know and I will do some videos to kind of help you guys out. This could be as simple as a MACD. This could be as simple as a MACD with an RSI. How do you use both of them together? Let me know in the comments below of my other videos and I'll be happy to make some content for you guys about it. Thanks everybody. And Loki says goodbye as well. Loki, where are you? Loki, come on, come on. Oops, almost knocked over my tea.